his influence started during John Adams's tenure as president, but it lasted through many more presidents. And he was an extraordinarily influential human being. Marshall and President Jefferson disagreed about a lot of things. A lot of things. Remember, John Marshall was a Federalist. Thomas Jefferson was a Democratic Republican. When Marshall agreed to hear the case, when the Supreme Court said, okay, we'll hear this case, Jefferson actually protested. He was like, no. In fact, what he said was, the Federalists, quote, have retired into the judiciary as a stronghold. Because there were so many Federalists on the court, Jefferson didn't think he was going to get a fair trial. Marshall wrote the court's opinion. So when you have a Supreme Court decision, what happens is one of the people that votes yes will write an opinion about the decision, and one of the people that votes no will write an opinion about the decision. So John Marshall was the one that wrote the court's opinion in Marbury versus Madison. And what Marbury versus Madison did was it established the Supreme Court's power to check the power of the other branches of government. Chief Justice John Marshall said that the Constitution only gave the Supreme Court authority to hear certain types of cases, and that Marbury's request was not one of those cases. Because of that, the law that Marbury's case depended on was unconstitutional. John Marshall denied Marbury's request, but he denied it in such a way that he avoided direct confrontation with Jefferson's administration and established the court's power of judicial review. Judicial review is one of the most important powers that the Supreme Court has and still uses. Judicial power or judicial review is the power to declare an act of Congress unconstitutional. Marshall and later on other federal judges would use this power to make the judiciary a much stronger part of the national government. When we watched that Schoolhouse Rock video about the three-ring circus and we talked about the different branches of power, the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch all being equal, they weren't as equal then as they are now. And in fact, this court case is what really decided that power and really gave the judiciary branch more power and gave them the power to stop Congress and to say it's unconstitutional. It's no. One of the things, though, about the situation is what happened in the election of 1800 that really hadn't happened before. And that was a peaceful transfer of power between opposing parties. A lot of places in the world, even still today, if you want to get somebody different in power, you have to have a war. And in this case, what the election of 1800 showed was that the United States was strong enough to take power from one group of people by voting and give it to another group of people by voting. And in that case, it's an incredibly important part of our government and even the way our country is run today. So, that's Chapter 8, Section 1. Feel free to watch this as many times as you want in order to get your notes down. Make sure you actually do read the chapter, because I don't give every little detail that's in the chapter when I do my lectures. I also really recommend that you read on 271 in your book the biography of Thomas Jefferson. Next time we're going to talk about Section 2, which is the Louisiana Purchase, and that's a lot of fun to talk about. So I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.